Almost 2-week-long search. Police say she was with 30-year-old Christopher Porter, a convicted sex offender whom she met on social media. WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker joining us live. In Austin, experts say this kind of meeting is becoming more common.
Yeah, so the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says the idea of stranger danger or the white van that we're kind of taught when we're younger, that's kind of going away as social media continues to expand and involve kids younger and younger. And they say these enticement reports, this means when someone is being reached out to that's a minor, being asked for favors, sometimes sexual favors, those are just skyrocketing. They say from 2021 to 2022, it has just doubled. The FBI adds over 50% of victims of online sexual exploitation are between the ages of 12 and 15. Angeline Hartman with the center says this comes down to parents. She says the way we combat this is that parents need to stay on top of their children's activity no matter what.
They need to figure out what apps their children are on, what social media they're on, what they're doing. They need to do their part and understand what's happening online and realize that predators can target your children while they're at home.
So we are not sure exactly what apps were being used when this did happen a couple days ago, but we know that they were talking since July. But there has been a lot of pushback on social media in general. There's actually a lawsuit right now against Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, saying that the app is allegedly hooking children with different platforms and tools. So obviously something very serious we should all be considering as they continue to investigate that. But still some good advice right there from the center as parents could be taking the steps to make sure their kids are in the right position. But for now, we're live in Charlotte. Austin Walker, WCNC Charlotte.
Very important discussions to have between parents and children. Thanks, Austin. North Carolina State Highway Patrol investigating a crash near I-85 in Billy Graham. It happened just before 7 this morning. Highway Patrol witnessed a car hit a pedestrian. The agency telling WCNC Charlotte the pedestrian just darted into the road. The person was killed and then thrown to the shoulder. Police aren't releasing the victim's name until they notify family. And CMPD's major crash investigation unit now looking into another deadly crash, this time involving 3 pedestrians. It happened just before 1 this morning near Brookshire and Bellhaven Boulevards. Police say a tractor trailer killed a teen and seriously injured another as they were walking in a crosswalk. She remains in the hospital. Investigators determined the driver was not drinking or speeding at the time. They say the pedestrians crossed despite the fact the red do not cross hand was lit. Also early this morning, Charlotte Fire responding after a car hit a house. Crews responded around 1 this morning to this house on the 3700 block of Churchill Road. That's in the Cotswold neighborhood off North Wendover, close to Randolph. And as you can see, there are several windows boarded up where the car ran into the home. We have reached out to medic to find out if anyone was hurt. It's unknown still what caused that pickup to crash into the house. This change in weather often brings more sniffles, but many of the illnesses that come during cooler months like the flu and allergies have similar symptoms to COVID-19. WCNC Charlotte's Caitlin Hagwood spoke with Rowan County health officials on the importance of getting checked out.
When it comes to the sniffles and sneezes of the fall season, the cause may be harder to tell than you think. Courtney Meese is with the Rowan County Health Department. She says whether it's the flu, COVID, or seasonal allergies, similar symptoms could leave you wondering what's really wrong.
Some of the similarities, you're going to see some runny nose, some congestion, some difficulty sleeping, fatigue, possibly a sore throat.
The best thing to do? Talk to your doctor if you're really feeling under the weather. And
it's really important to make sure that we are testing and being aware.
While the flu spreads year-round, the CDC says the virus peaks between December and February. Getting tested for the flu or COVID can help you rule them out.
It could be COVID disguised, and we want to take the most precautions that we possibly can.
Getting your flu and COVID vaccinations can also help keep you well.
So it's better to test and find out for sure than to take a gamble.
Caitlin Hagwood, WCNC Charlotte.
Fire investigators are working to determine what caused an overnight fire in East Charlotte. Crews responded to a house on the 1100 block of Vickery Drive that's near where the plaza meets Milton Road. The K-9 unit's still working the scene today. The house was empty, so no one was hurt. Investigators estimate the fire caused a property loss of $160,000. Time now for a check of the weather. It feels like spring. We are in the middle of fall. A lot of people are liking these warmer temperatures, KJ, but a lot of people are also waiting for it to feel like fall.
And it will soon. So go ahead and grab the coats. You will need them headed into next week. You can see right now, notice the map across much of the southeast. It is orange, and we know this is just not right for late October, but that cold air is moving in, and it'll get here before you know it. So early next week, temperatures are going to plummet. So yeah, look at the calendar as we head into the start of November. The much colder air to the northwest is going to push into the Carolinas here by Tuesday. But for this weekend, it will stay warm. Today, temperatures were in the low and mid 80s, but right now, even as we head towards sunset, many of us are coming in the low 80s, around 80 to 82. Clear skies, this is the trend all weekend long. Enjoy the sunshine, the dry weather, and soak it up now before the much cooler air moves in early next week. And for this evening, I know many of you have plans to be out and about, maybe a trunk and treat and things of that nature, going out for Halloween. We'll have clear skies through 8 to 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight. Temperatures will be slow to cool down. Notice by 9 and 10 o'clock tonight only in the low 70s and upper 60s. Overnight temperatures, yes, we will stay on the mild side. So even tomorrow morning, you won't need a coat out the door for your Sunday morning. Many of us will be around 60, 58 to 60 for overnight lows. Even in the mountains, we'll be around 50 to start off your day tomorrow. And here's what to expect for your Sunday afternoon. A gorgeous day from start to finish, summer-like. This is not looking like fall for tomorrow. Highs will be around 84 in Charlotte. If we hit 84, this is going to be record heat for tomorrow. And we'll look at temperatures in Boone around 72, sunny skies for a nice trip to the mountains. Lenore will come in the low and mid 80s. Most of us will hover right there between 80 and 85 for tomorrow. But the change that's headed our way will be this cold front. Right now it is doing a number on those temperatures across the Midwest, many of those places in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and that's headed here. So notice by 2 p.m. on Tuesday, between Monday and Tuesday, the front is going to approach us. It'll bring cloudy skies, breezy conditions, and notice the green I'm painting here on the screen here. This is an indication of rain, so we'll have some showers to contend with for Halloween. It may dampen the mood just a little bit. Perhaps we'll have some spooky showers for Halloween. So temperatures will be in the 50s. A closer look at that forecast for Tuesday. We'll have some breezy conditions. The winds coming in between 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts upwards of 20 to 25. So a cooler, wet day, and sunset for Halloween will be around 6:29. I have it all together for you here. This is that Guy Roofing 70 forecast. So Sunday and Monday will look very similar. It's going to be dry, sunny, and very warm, warmer than it should be this time of year, some 15 degrees above average. But we're going to come down several notches by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and look for some frost to set in, Jane, by early Thursday morning.
That's crazy talk, KJ. This warm weather and frost. All right, thanks a lot. Construction work heading to the town of Waxhaw, and it is forcing some detours to the town's busiest roadways. This all happening on Election Day as well. WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris talked one-on-one with the town mayor, who has more on how drivers can avoid those major delays.
Waxhaw's mayor getting the word out about some road changes that could impact transportation as early as Monday. But his message going far beyond just the roads, but about being on the same page as the community.
So we want to make sure that the 20,000 plus cars a day that go through this intersection can get around our town to allow our people to get into our town.
Mayor Ron Pappas says that town leaders are working with railroad operator CSX and the NCDOT with a plan to keep traveling on Waxhaw's roads smooth, after CSX is getting set to do some maintenance work on the town's railroad crossing.
We all collaborated, got together, developed a different plan that helped us circulate the traffic through town with very little disruption.
The work is set to close the crossing at Route 16 and Broome Street, and the detours are encouraging drivers to take Gray Byram Road, Waxhaw Marvin Road, Waxhaw Indian Trail Road, Collins Road, and McNeely Road. Pappas says that sending out the traffic warning is a part of a bigger plan, connecting and growing with the Waxhaw community.
So we want to make sure that our residents know the process, which sometimes they don't like that word process, but everything in government is a process. And we need to help them understand the process better. You just can't be reactionary, you have to have a plan. I love this town. It's a great town. I love being down here. I live within walking distance. I like that. And our town is something that everybody else wants to enjoy as well, and we'd like to see them do that.
Construction is scheduled to start on Monday and will extend through November 7th on Election Day, which could impact voters' routes to the polls. In Waxhaw, I'm Miles Harris for WCNC Charlotte.
The Divine Nine of Black fraternities and sororities in the Charlotte area emphasizing the importance of the upcoming local elections. They held a half-mile walk earlier today. It started at the Stratford Richardson YMCA, ending at the early voting site at West Boulevard Library. They call the event Stroll to the Poll.
We are gathered out here today because we want to let the community know that we are serious about advocacy, about empowerment, about educating, about getting our people out to the polls.
Event organizers tell us it's a way to show that all elections are critical, not just the presidential ones. Workers at the University of South Carolina are pushing for higher pay. Different departments came together for a rally, including food services, parking, IT, and maintenance. They're calling on the university to raise minimum wage from $15 to $20 an hour. The union also asking for a minimum of $40,000 a year for salaried workers. The quadrille sculpture has been brought down. Crews in Uptown removed it this morning. The 80-foot square, computer-controlled neon sculpture has been displayed on the south side of the former Duke Energy building for 27 years. That's near Bank of America Stadium. Duke Energy will store the sculpture while it figures out where to move it. And today, Children with Autism Strong got the opportunity to take a practice flight at Charlotte International Airport. More than 70 participants and their guardians got to join in on the fun. They got to check in, go through security. I don't know what kind of fun that is. Wait in a crowded space, doesn't sound great. Board the plane and then taxi around the tarmac. The idea is to get these kids comfortable with the sensory experience of air travel. Yeah, people that do that all the time don't find that very pleasurable.
It really is not.
But yeah, we could all use that kind of getting used to all of the processes.
Right? Here's what some of you may not be getting used to. Melted pumpkins all over town.
Oh, seriously?
Yes, just causing a big old mess on your front porch. Mine is actually in the hallway of my building, and it's I think it's melting too, but it's still falling apart. Oh. Yeah, he's looking a little sad these days. Meanwhile, I think the sunshine will put a smile on all of our faces for tomorrow. So the good news is, even though it is warmer than it should be, so you can't wear those sweaters for late October into early November, as it stands right now, you'll have them for early November. But what I'm trying to say is, Jane, the good news is it will be dry for this weekend. Yeah. So we'll have the cooler weather coming in that transitional weather day. It's going to be Monday into Tuesday as we bring much, much cooler air in, and notice by Wednesday morning down into the 30s.
That makes a difference with the sun and then the cooler weather. I'm okay with all that.
Yes.
A lot of people sitting on patios today for lunch. That's going to do it for the news at 6. Hope to see you on WCNC Charlotte at 11. Good night.
In a picture up there on the corner, and she captured an image. I do believe, because there's just some things that are just absolutely unacceptable.